Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to round 6 of the SA Short Circuit Series here at Formula K in Benoni. It is a absolutely fantastic day. It's nice and warm. We've got our Africa sun going and keeping us all warm, better than when we were a little bit cooler when we were here earlier this season. The bikes are currently out doing practice at the moment, and we will be kicking off with qualifying very soon. But also just a big shout out to all our sponsors that made it possible for us here at the SA Short Circuit Series. A big thank you to all of them being a massive part, and that is the 357 A&N Racing, DSTV, Nexo, Spaniard, G&G Sales Training and Institute, all being a big part of it. And as you can see currently on screen, and the Jade being a big part, along with DSTV. There's G&G Sales Training Institute, Motor City Auto Spares, along with Nexo and Spaniard, jumping on for this season 2023 of the SA Short Circuit Series. So currently we do have our PV50s out on the circuit, PV50s and mini motors. They were busy getting a little bit of practice, get used to the bikes, get themselves all sorted out, but then they will be getting into the pits and revving themselves up for some racing. So let's keep an eye on how it's going to work out today. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you get something, keep yourself hydrated, have something to watch, something to nibble. Put this in the background, put it on all the big screens, because there is no action you want to miss when it comes to the SA Short Circuit Series. Elbow to elbow action, and with a championship for all the classes so open, first, second and third, no one has got a dominating win in their championship. So it's make or break come for round 6. That you're either going to walk away happy with a championship in hand, or you're going to land up having to work right until the final race of 2023. Only time will decide. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sit down, relax, have something to drink, and we'll see you when qualifying is starting. But enjoy the images on the show of all our bikes getting a little bit of practice laps in and getting used to the lovely temperatures here of Formula K here in Benoni.
Yeah, just trying to get used to this concept. It's tricky and
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's done and dusted for our SM Junior 65 and 85 for their qualifying. We're going to be moving on to our Masters and Grandmasters. Taking a look at our 65 and 85. Adam Naidu putting in first place with a 1:17.579. Really quick time, actually quicker than Jason Van Bedar in second place. News Yassat in third place, along with Keaton Diaga, Tyler Morgan, Bono Mafakati, Tristan Swart, Luca Bergover, Daniel Yassat, Joe Lowe, Lorenzo De Ponte, and Quandre Porquita rounding out the field for the SM Junior 65 and 85. It's a very close field, and the times are all looking right on top of one another. So we're looking forward to seeing what they can do for round 6 of the SA Short Circuit Series here at Formula K. And this is going to be a fantastic one in Boksburg. Riders are all getting used to the circuit now, being a lot warmer, having a ton of fun out there, but it's only going to get faster and faster as the day goes on. More and more rubber gets laid out onto the track, and also with the heat going up, it means tires will get to optimum temperature a lot quicker than expected. So keep that in mind. Big thank you to you guys joining us here at the SA Short Circuit Series, whether you're at the track or whether you're at home watching the live stream. And also a big thank you to all our sponsors. Without them, it would not be possible. So for our 2023 sponsors for the SA Short Circuit Series, let's take a look. The 357, AN Racing, along with Energade, DSTV, G&G Sales and Training Institute, Motor City Auto Spares, Nexo, and Spaniard for jumping on board for us. And this is all brought to you by LiveX at the SA Short Circuit Series. It's going to be an absolutely amazing day. Championship points, as I say, very close amongst all the drivers, all the riders. There is no breaking away. No rider here today will be able to just go and run away with the championship. They all have to work incredibly hard to go and ensure they take that top spot. So keep an eye out on the live stream. Keep an eye out. Share the link with all families and friends, and come and see all the amazing racing as we see the future of motorsport. Our young riders, they are looking to take the dominating victories here today, or go down fighting. We'll see what happens in our races a little bit later. But we're now going to have our Masters and Grandmasters and Clubmans. They're going to be heading out for their qualifying. And once they are done, they will follow suit with our 150 Cup and 150 Seniors. Immediately after them will be our SM Junior 50cc. And then we'll be ending off with our SM1 and SM1S. And they will start at about 9:10 roughly. So expect to see the racing happening about 9:30 as it all continues.
Yeah, we had to track it weekend. I will let you know this afternoon. We're almost done. Just about done. Just, Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, it's lit, it's flashing. Yes, it's fast. And now? Nothing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that wraps up our 150 Cup and 150 Seniors qualifying. Jason van Bredal will be starting out in first place for our 150 Cup, followed by Ryan van Niekerk, Caden Robert, Troy Tonking, Tyler Morgan, and Arno Erasmus going to be rounding out for our 150 Cup. They will have a split start, and our 150 Seniors, Kalen Swart, I do apologize, and Sean Portman will be running first and second of our Seniors. So keep an eye on the juniors, not too many seniors this time round, but the racing is definitely going to heat up. So take a look there. But Kellen Swart and Sean Portman for the seniors. They'll be starting at the back of the field with a bit of a break in between the 150 Cup. There will be about a 10-second gap. Jason van Bredal, Ryan van Niekerk, Caden Robert, Troy Tonking, Tyler Morgan, and Arno Erasmus will be leading it out for our 150 Cup. And remember, they are racing for a bit of prize money, so their qualifying comes in handy. They will be fighting it out. First place will get 5,000 Rand, second 2,500 Rand, third place 1,500 Rand, fourth 1,000 Rand, and fifth 500 Rand. So you need to be within that top 5 of our 150 Cup to ensure that you get the money in your pocket come the end of the day for our 150 Cup. But we will have our next set of qualifying, and that will be our SM Junior 50cc's. We'll be heading out onto the circuit, and right after them will be our SM1 and SM1S. They'll then head out for their qualifying for today, and we'll then start looking into the racing here at Formula K in Boksburg. It is getting beautifully warm, 29 degrees, a little bit of wind blowing through at the moment. but it's just enough to cool you off. But the sun will absolutely cook you if you go and stand out. So if you're here at Formula K, make sure you wear some sunscreen, keep yourself hydrated, and get yourself ready with some nibbles. Go and get something to eat. If you're at home, grab something to eat and also something to drink. Get ready for all the action that's coming through. A big shout out to you guys at home. Share the link with everyone, with friends, family, all around the world. And there is some beautiful shots in the pits where you can see everyone just getting ready to have a bit of fun. Our grid girls also getting a little bit of a briefing of where they need to be. Our VIP area, which will have some top influencers in South Africa coming and visiting us and having their first taste of the racetrack. So I'm looking forward to having a chat to them later today to get a little bit more of an insight into the world of TikTok and their respective social media platforms. So we'll have a chat with them. And a couple of our usual guys, unfortunately, not able to come through due to they've got, well, how can I call it? They have got a fashion week going on, and we'll be tuning in from the live stream on the outside. So while they're going and looking at everyone in the fashion, they're going to keep an eye on all the action here at Formula K for the SA Short Circuit Series Round 6. And a big thank you to all our sponsors for all the hard work. And without them, we would not be able to continue here in 2023. So here's a bit of a shot of our sponsors. The 357, AN Racing, along with Energy, that's keeping us nice and hydrated, DSTV, G&G Sales Institute and Training, Motor City Auto Spares, Nexo, and Spaniard jumping on board, and all this live streaming production, all the cameras brought to you by LiveX. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, go find us out on social media at the SA Short Circuit Series. Like and get all the news. Tons of photos, tons of stories are being added to our social medias, so you want to go and take a look at for all the stories in the pits, all the amazing photos, and also take a photo at home. You go and hashtag SA Short Circuit Series, go and tag us on your respective social medias. And there's our DJ going and giving us all the beats down at the pits. All the staff working hard, and beautiful shots of our VIP. Lots and lots of treats, lots of snacks. Oh, they've got fizzes. So I need to definitely go visit. Absolutely incredible stuff. And this is just overlooking the start finish line, where our guests will take a look at some phenomenal racing today from our SM1s, our SM2s, our 150s, our 50cc's, our 65s, 85s, and so much more are going to be coming for round 6. And we've got 3 heats today. So we've got heat 1, heat 2, and heat 3. So 3 tries to go for the podium. Let's see who will be able to get those top spots. Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a rider go and do a full sweep, taking first for heat 1, heat 2, heat 3. Only time can tell, as our SM Junior 50cc's now hit the circuit for their qualifying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as our SM Junior 50cc done and dusted, let's take a look at who's going to be starting where. Keaton Diago starting out in first place, Ethan De Vries in second, Blake Roberts in third, and Monitz Otten in fourth place. We did see Monitz Otten go and had a little bit of a tumble, but he was able to get up and get going once again. Take a look at the lap time, so a 50.4 for Keaton Diago, and then you got Ethan De Vries with a 51.8. So Keaton is really stepping up the pace. Blake Roberts in third place was able to get a 59.3, and Monitz Otten following up with a 59.9. So it's going to be a reasonably close battle between third and fourth at the moment, but I do think Keaton may be able to run away. See if the rest of the competition will be able to get a bit closer. Moving on will be our SM1 and SM1S. They'll be out for their qualifying. Then we'll head to a riders briefing, and then we'll get started with our heat one of the day, which will be our novice and Pee-wee 50 after drivers briefing. So bear that in mind. Make sure you grab something to drink, grab something to eat, because it's round 6 of the SA Short Circuit Series here at Formula K. And a big shout out to our sponsors, and all brought to you by LiveX, but our sponsors making it all happen for 2023. The 357, AN Racing, Energade keeping us hydrated and going, DSTV, G&G Sales and Training Institute, Motor City Auto Spares, Nexo, and Spaniard jumping on board for the SA Short Circuit Series 2023, going and really revving it up and powering for the future, getting our young riders ready for international championships, as we have seen many of our young riders moving from the SA Short Circuit Series to across the waters to go and aim for the championships. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to heat up a little bit. It's going to get better. It's going to get faster here at Formula K. All right, and as that brings to a close for our SM1 and SM1S, Aston Nesbitt is going to be taking that top spot with a 1:10.1 as his quickest lap time. Ryan van Niekerk in second place, Darren Kruger and Christian Carvello are going and rounding out our field. So keep an eye on Aston Nesbitt and Ryan van Niekerk. They're going to be battling it out. And Ryan van Niekerk trying to make a bit of an impact here today, as he's also got his sights set on the Red Bull Rookies Cup in 2024. So he's got to make sure he makes a monster of an impact against Aston Nesbitt, our defending champion for SM1s. Here at round 6 for the SA Short Circuit Series, we're going to be moving on to our riders briefing. Straight after that, we will be coming back with Heat 1. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Grab yourself something to drink, grab yourself some popcorn, sit down on the couch and get ready to rock and roll right here at Formula K for the round 6 of the SA Short Circuit Series.
I'm just gonna change battery here.
How are you?
Okay, well, you.
Back. Okay, so
You 100% right. You are right. Explain it to the people as well. Okay, you are 100% right. Thank you.
is so people are confused. Oh, TV's got the live stream. Yes, the speakers in it, so everyone can listen to actually microphone or say anything there to right back. Okay, let me see. Pause. The lights! Hey! How's it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the SA Short Circuit Series Round 6 here at Formula K in Boksburg. And if you just joined us, a big welcome to you guys. If you have been keeping an eye on all the qualifying action, well, get ready for Heat 1. And we're going to be starting it off with our Novice and Pee-wee 50 out on the short circuit. These young riders from the ages about 4 years old up to about 5-6 years old are going to do battle. Taking a look at the grid, Tanner Oosthuizen will be starting, Monitz Otten will be starting in first place, Tanner Oosthuizen in second. Then we have got third place, a new name to the grid, James Nijmeier. Do apologise if I did get that a little bit wrong. Followed by Xander de Toy, AJ Venter, Carlos Talas, along with Tebo Mafakate, Declan Skuman, Jaco Kutsi, Liam Bronkhurst, Emma Green, Luke Oosthuizen, and Jack Green rounding out the field. 13 of these little riders are going to be battling it out, and rest assured their fights are usually absolutely tremendous. Despite being the smaller bikes, they're able to get a little bit quicker, get a little bit faster, and all eyes are going to be set on the grid. It's called to green, we wait. So waiting for our flags now in place. Lights on, clear the field. All those riders just focusing on what they need to do to get a brilliant start off the line. You can feel the tension. The class still very, very open in terms of the championship. One of the bikes just unable to get started, so just going and giving a bit of a kickstart. These young riders have been working like crazy to improve their skills throughout the season, and away they go, off to a flying start. Now needing to push themselves a little bit harder down into turn 1. That little left-hander now into the spoon, hard onto the brakes, get it all sorted. Otten out in first place, starting to open up the gap. Get away from the likes of Tanner Oosthuizen and Krios, who started in second and third as they power their way through. James also making up a bit of positions as now they filter their way through, heading up the hill, going and snaking their way around, getting a little bit more of a drive. They've got to ensure that they can keep up the momentum. AJ Venter tried going for an inside line, he wasn't able to do it. And now it's just going to be putting your head down, keep up the momentum as you power your way through. These are all 50cc's, you've got to really focus on keeping momentum, not to utilize the brakes too much, and rather rely on your skill to just carry the momentum through the corner. Can come a little bit off the throttle to try and slow you down, teaching the fundamentals of riding, balance, control, finding your line to get yourself all sorted. But it does look like our leader completing one lap, starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Monitz Otten doing everything he can to try and open up the distance. First tell us, Tanner Oosthuizen, then James Nijmeier, AJ Venter up into fourth place, now trying to make his way around the field. Xander Toy going and moving up into fifth, followed by Declan Skuman, Jaco Kutsi, Tebo Mafakate, Chris Talas, who's dropped all the way down to 9th position. Liam Bronkhurst in 10th place at the moment as they filter their way through, keeping up the power and really trying to challenge one another, fighting their way around the circuit. You can see slowly closing in. James doing everything he can. He's going for that second place as he tries to catch up to Tanner just ahead of him. Getting into the toad, pulling himself along. AJ Venter also looking to try and close down the distance. But our battle for second and third between Tanner and James is starting to heat up as James does have the drive going up the hill. It seems like loses out. Tanner just managing to carry a little bit of momentum as they work their way back to the start line. And AJ Venter starting to close the distance, taking out a bit more of a wider line, hoping that he can carry the momentum through to get a little bit closer. While this is all happening, Monitz Otten, who's starting to stretch open the gap. But take a look, James looking on the inside of Tanner, side by side between the two as they head into the hairpin and just managing to get the power down. Both riders really doing everything they can to keep up the momentum, and then you can see the likes of AJ Venter going and fighting. So now let's see how it's going to work. AJ Fenter closing down the distance, really needs to push as hard as he can. They've got 4 laps remaining for heat 1, and at the moment Tanner is just keeping that momentum. But second place, new to the series, James Nudgemeyer is doing a fantastic. So James now needing to get a little bit more momentum, takes a little bit of a tighter inside line, keeping his head firmly planted right down. Oh, and there's one of our riders going and coming to a stop. It looks like they stalled out, trying to get it up and going once again. I'll try and get the number of that rider. So just trying to kickstart our marshals, trying to lend a hand there. But we head back to the race at hand as Monette Zotten still leading out the field. Tanner Oosthuizen in second, James in third, AJ Fenter in fourth, Declan Skuman in fifth, Xander de Toy, Tebo Mafakate, Jaco Kutsi, Carlos Stelitz and Liam Bronkhorst going in, really putting down the power. But you can see AJ Fenter is getting the momentum out of the hairpin, but just not able to carry it through as they put the power down. You can see really doing everything he can to close down the gap between them. So AJ Fenter trying his luck, doesn't make it up the hill, is going to try and take a little bit of a wider line, and it looks like James is going to go a little bit more defensive, runs out a little bit wide as he gets back onto the power early on though. Riders moving all around the circuit. AJ Fenter goes in for the passer around the outside, makes it sink. James now trying to get back in on it, goes for the apex. He's unable to get by, so AJ Fenter now starting to open up the distance and has his eyes firmly set on Tanner. They got 2 laps to make it or break it, as Monette Zotten has absolutely left them, going and creating nearly about 20 seconds between first and second. But AJ Fenter now all over the back of Tanner Oosthuizen, looking to go up on the inside under the hairpin. Will he be able to do it? Tanner's going to try to go defensive, comes across the nose. He's able to hold that position. James also now looking to get back into the toe. These 3 are fighting it out for second, third and fourth place respectively. And don't count out James just as yet, lying in fourth place. He's starting to close down on the back of AJ Fenter as they make their way up the hill, right up against the rear wheel. Can he carry the momentum through to get the pass done and dusted? Does have to back out of it ever so slightly. AJ Fenter goes out wide, is able to carry the momentum through, but under braking you can see how quickly that James manages to close the distance. Now it's going to be in the toe, pulling each other along. AJ Fenter just able to carry a little bit more acceleration. He's able to maintain that position, but James is not going to back down without a fight at this point, fighting his way through. Tanner Oosthuizen going and opening up the distance. Will come across to see they got 1 lap left. Monette Zotten leading out the field though, has not to worry about second, third and fourth at the moment. He's opened up a huge gap of 23.7 seconds. So Monette Zotten just needs to keep up the momentum. And behind them for 5th place is Declan Skuman, Tebo Mafakate, and 6th Xander de Toy, Carlos Stelitz, Liam Bronkhorst and Jaco Kutsi going and battling it out. So there is our leading pack. Tanner Oosthuizen trying to get himself going. AJ Fenter closing down. James going and doing everything he can as they fight their way through. It's going to be a proper little charge. Checkered flag will be at the ready for Monette Zotten as he comes towards the line, getting the checkered flag. There's Monette Zotten grabbing the checkered flag. And first for heat 1. Second though, it's still going to be a bit of a battle. AJ Fenter trying to go around the outside of Tanner, couldn't make it stick. Tanner trying everything he can to battle it out. AJ Fenter not going to back down, looks to the inside line, not able to make it just as yet. Going to hold that 3rd place, but he is going to look for second. Tanner going to carry the momentum though, and will it be enough? It looks like Tanner Oosthuizen taking 2nd place, AJ Fenter in 3rd, and James taking 4th place after a hard fought fight, followed by Declan Skuman, Tebo Mafakate, Xander de Toy, along with Carlos Stelitz, Liam Bronkhorst and Jaco Kutsi are going and finishing up. Absolutely amazing run. Monette Zotten getting the class win. So for the Pee Wee 50s, followed by Declan Skuman and Jaco Kutsi. So well done to him. But out in front for our novice class. Daniel Oosthuizen is beating out AJ Fenter, but take a look, AJ Fenter with the fastest lap time for his class. We're going to be moving on though to our SM2s to have a bit of fun here at Formula K for round 6 of the SA Short Circuit Series. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It's heating up, it's getting better, it's getting faster, and we're going to get a lot louder right here at Boksburg. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for our SM2s as they make their way around. They're going to be utilising the full circuit, not the short circuit. And taking a look who's starting where. Troy Tonkin out in first place, Ruben Vetterman, followed by Leuven Vetterman, Mitch Mortimer, along with Sheldon Assif, Sebastiano Diegro, and Sean Peterson going and rounding out the 7 blank field for our SM2s. Our hooligans in training, keep an eye out on Troy Tonkin putting in the best lap time of a 15.101. Ruben following up with a 15.815. I've got to make sure I say that because Leuven Vetterman did a 15.890, so he's going to try and close down the distance between them. Mitch Mortimer is hoping to get a little bit more of a drive, did a 117.1, but we do know he's able to go and close down quite a bit. Sebastiano Diegro going, and he is starting a little bit further down. He is down in 6th place. He's hoping to get a little bit more of a run. Lined up, and away they go. A bit of a start for Troy Tonkin, going and getting a little bit of a leap as he tries to get the momentum to enter into turn 1. All okay. Leuven and Ruben are going side by side between the two of them. The two brothers are going to be battling it out. It does look like Leuven's getting a little bit more of a drive onto the back of Ruben as they make their way around, trying to catch up to Troy Tonkin, going and doing a little bit of a switch, trying everything. They've got to utilize all the grip. The bike's still a little bit cold at the moment, trying to find that little bit of grip as they put the power down and now head up towards the airplane. Very, very fast right-hander into the left, goes and tightens up underneath you. That hairpin becomes a little bit more tricky. Now it's accelerating all the way up the hill. Double right-hander. Got to make sure that you carry the momentum down the hill, battling the way through. You can see how Lewin is doing everything he can to catch up and stay on the back. Two Veteran brothers keeping Troy Tonkin within their sights at the moment. But they've got an 8-lap race for Heat 1, and it's going to be a hard push all the way through, back through the infield, over the hill, and now they've got to do a very, very tight right-hander, double apex, and back down as they head towards turn 1. So completing their first lap. Troy Tonkin still leading out the charge. Ruben Vetterman though in second place. Now has got the momentum, looks up on the inside to go for a pass, unable to do so just as yet, but trying to get that front fairing underneath Troy Tonkin every single step of the way. But Troy just a little bit earlier on the power is able to stretch a gap. Lewin Vetterman though is starting to drop off. Sean Peterson in 4th place, Mitch Mortimer in 5th, and 6th is Sheldon Nassif. Diego going and rounding out in 7th place at the moment. But Ruben and Troy Tonkin are going to be fighting it tooth and nail. Lewin just keeping a close eye on these two as he's just hanging enough back so ensure that he has a bit of an advantage if he can get past. If there's any mistakes ahead of him. Down through the dip. Now they're going to be coming up towards the infield, and this is where they carry the momentum, get a little bit of lift. Ruben does go for a little bit of a dive up on the inside, unable to do it. Trying to put that fairing in. Troy Tonkin goes off road. Troy Tonkin sliding out, gets that front washing out underneath him. That's going to drop him down, and that's exactly what Lewin Vetterman was waiting for. One mistake of the front runners to move himself up, and now you can see Troy Tonkin trying to keep himself going with Sheldon Nassif and Sebastiano right behind him. So he's going to have to push as hard as possible. But out in front, Ruben Vetterman, Lewin Vetterman, and Sean Peterson going and taking 1st, 2nd, and 3rd as it stands. But here the Vetterman brothers are going to be fighting it. Ruben now doing everything he can, going very, very defensive, having his brother looking left and right. Both of them fighting for the championship. Both of them fighting for honours. And this is going to be a proper little fight between the two. Right up against the rear wheel. Does look like Ruben going in for a lot of a bit more of a tighter line compared to Ruben. So Lewin doing everything he can. Goes out a little bit wide, trying to carry the momentum all the way through. Looks for the inside line, backs out of it every single time. Just trying to put more and more pressure on Ruben. Slight lift to the front wheel as they get back onto the power through the infield. And you could just see the difference in riding styles. Ruben taking a lot more of an aggressive approach into the corners, while Lewin taking a bit more of a cautious approach, going for that tighter inside line, slowing just a fraction, a little bit more, coasting it through the corner, then getting back on the throttle, versus Ruben's take it all the way through the corner, get it right into it, hit the brakes, then get back onto the throttle. Less time off throttle, the better. But that does go and scrub off a bit of speed over time. And how long are those tyres going to hold out underneath him? Because now he is getting extreme pressure from Lewin Vetterman behind him, who's actually done the quickest lap time of the race. A 14.294, where Ruben's last one was a 14.44. So they're keeping very, very close between the two as they battle their way through. You can just see Ruben trying to go underneath the whole time, figuring out where is it possible to go for a pass as they battle their way around the circuit. Sean Peterson, Mitch Mortimer, and Troy Tonkin also fighting for position a little bit further back for likes of 3rd place. As we keep an eye on 1st and 2nd, still doing everything they can, fighting it out. It does look like Ruben gets a little bit less drive than Lewin, but is able just to hold a tight defensive line. He's able to carry that momentum through, powering his way through, down into the hairpin and getting back on the power. Take a look further back. It does look like Troy Tonkin managed to get past the likes of Sean Peterson and Mitch Mortimer, leave them to go and battle out between the two. So Troy Tonkin back up into third place. Now has to try and close onto our two front runners. They've managed to open up at least a 13-second gap to Troy Tonkin lying in third. You can see how Ruben sends it up on the inside, tries to keep it going. Lewin just not able to go and keep the drive low as Ruben goes up on the inside, cuts back. So Ruben and Lewin are going and fighting it tooth and nail between one another. Looked like Lewin managed to make one move sink, but just went too late on the brakes. Ran out a little bit too wide, and that allowed Ruben to get past. So Lewin now needs to close down the distance, getting closer and closer under braking. Ruben, knowing that he's under some serious threat at the moment, needs to keep the pressure up. With only 4 laps to go, make that 3 as they come across the lap. Come across the line, 3 laps to go, and it's going to be it. So let's see how it's all going to break away. But first and second now starting to have a little bit of a distance that's happening. Troy Tonkin in third place is trying to close down the distance. But I know there's a bit of a battle starting to come together for the likes of 4th and 5th. So here is our leaders. Still keeping it, running it nose to tail. A little bit further back, something to keep an eye out for is going to be our 4th and 5th place. This charge over here coming through the double right-hander, that is 1st and 2nd. Ruben Veteran leading out ahead of brother Lewin as they make their way down the hill into the infield. You can see a little bit of a lift from the riders. Carrying the momentum. It does look like Ruben looks up on the inside, can't get past. Lewin just doing everything he can to try and figure out what does he need to do to go and get Ruben to lose that position. So Lewin now in tow, pulling himself along. Ruben just accelerating, getting away, trying to open up the gap. Troy Tonkin though starting to close down the distance to 1st and 2nd with only 2 laps to go. Our leaders are still in a monstrous fight, and Lewin now getting a little bit desperate behind. Looks up on the inside, unable to get it as he fights it out. And there is a proper little pass going on. Oh, contact! And this is a bit further back. And I think that was between Mitch Mortimer and Sean Peterson. That might have been it. So a little bit of contact. And the front end and going and washing out, lands up a bit of problem. Second time we've seen that so far. I think, no, that wasn't. That was actually Ruben Veteran that went down. So Ruben Veteran went down, and that's given Lewin Veteran the chance to get past and get going. So our riders now trying to push and get a little bit more time starting to run out as they claw their way through. And also taking a look, we've got one bike off, that's Sheldon Nassif. He's trying to get his bike up and going up here by our broadcasting tent. But ultimately heading down through the field, our riders trying to push themselves a little bit harder, trying to gain a little bit more time. And they're on their last lap at the moment. And there it is. There is our rider at the moment that's keeping it all together. That is Lewin Veteran. After battling out with Ruben going and losing out the drive. So let's see if he'll be able to do it. I know 2nd and 3rd though is going to start heating up because that's going to have Ruben Veteran and Troy Tonkin close to one another again. That 1st place opening up the distance over 10 seconds. Lewin Veteran started in 3rd, is going to be rather happy with his result, taking the checkered flag for Heat 1 of our SM2s as he comes across the line. 2nd place though is still the battle between Ruben and Troy Tonkin, but it does look like Ruben is able to keep up momentum, comes across the line, taking second place, Troy Tonkin taking third, Mitch Mortimer, Sean Peterson, Sebastiano Diego, and Sheldon Nassif going and rounding out a field, so going and losing out with that. So absolutely amazing stuff from our riders. Lots to come, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to be moving on to our SM Junior 65 and 85 coming up next. But one thing we would like to do is go through our sponsors and say a big shout out and a big thank you to for all the hard work throughout 2023. The 357, along with AN Racing, Enerjade, DSTV, G&G Sales Training and Institute, Motor City Auto Spares, Nexo, and last but not least, Spaniard, coming and being on board with us for the 2023 season of the SA Short Circuit Series, all brought to you by the live stream, which is from LiveX. Big shout out to LiveX for all the hard work and going and standing in the sun, along with our Kalami Marshals that are out on circuit. Brilliant to see. But next up is going to be our SM Junior 65 and 85, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get absolutely fantastic, as we're going to see a class that's all known as David versus Goliath. Will the 65s be able to maneuver their way around and get ahead past the 85 cc's, or will the 85s go and show there is no replacement for displacement right here at Formula K in Boksburg? And if you're wanting a day out, head over to Boksburg, head over to Formula K, come and join us here. We've got some special guests in our VIP area, and also come and enjoy it with our riders. It's absolutely tremendous stuff. It's sitting about 29 going 30 degrees at the moment, so if you're heading out this way, make sure you wear some sunscreen, keep hydrated, not to go and get caught out by the beautiful South African sun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our David vs. Goliath class, our SM Junior 65 and 85. Adam Naidu out in first place, followed by Jason van Breda, Muse Yassat, Keaton Diaga, Tyler Morgan, Bono Mafakate, also known as Little Man, out in sixth place. Seventh, Tristan Swart, Luca Bergover, along with Daniel Yassat, Joe Lowe, Lorenzo De Pont, and Quandre Pojita, rounding out our field. 12 riders in this class, mixture of engine capacities from 65 to 85 are going to do battle We're just getting a beautiful shot of a couple of our riders. That is Jason van Breda with big number 1 on his bike, looking to try and catch up to Adam Naidu, who's starting in pole position. So our 85cc's will be able to get a good run off the start line. They'll have to only worry about our 65cc's that will be catching up through the corners, and that's something that everyone's got to keep a very, very close eye on, because that's Keaton Diago is going to be first of our 65cc's. He's starting out in 4th place. So if it tells you her second, third is all 85, 4th is sitting with a 65 looking to do battle, lined up on the line, and away they go. Adam Naidu trying to press the front of the bike down as hard as possible, but it does look like Jason van Breda is able to get past, gets into first place. Now Adam Naidu needs to go defensive and hold back. Use your Sut trying to get back onto the toe, very, very close, right up against Jason, who's not backing out just as yet. Our 85 class really putting in a monstrous battle. Then you can see the likes of Keaton starting to close down the distance in the 65. A big send up on the inside from Adam Naidu, making the pass stick. Can he keep the drive though side by side? Who's going to be brave? And Jason van Breda just able to get a little bit more on the anchors a little bit later. Adam Naidu does go put his bearing right up against the front, not able to get by just as yet. Musa Sut doing everything he can to try and make a little bit more of an impact. Then you've got Keaton Diago out in 4th place, trying to keep the momentum and first to the 65cc's. Down the hill they go, and now in towards the infield. Slight lift up from the likes of Adam Naidu as he's trying to get the power on a little bit early. Looks up on the inside, very, very tight line. But Jason's not going to back down from this one. Adam trying everything he can, gets into the toe, pulls himself along. Not able to get the jump just as yet, but trying, fighting tooth and nail at this point as he carries the momentum through. So this is going to be a proper run down to the wire. Adam Naidu looks up on the inside. Does look like he's braking a fraction later. He's carrying the momentum through, but he has to then go a little bit harder on the brakes compared to Jason van Breda. He's managing to keep him just off the apex. Nose to tail racing between the two, and Musa Sut lying in 3rd place. Just looking to try and carry a bit of more pace to stay within 1st and 2nd. Adam does look up on the inside. Jason locking it down as they make their way down the hill. You can see Jason's just a little bit more settled when it comes down to more trickier corners. But soon as it's fast and sweeping, that's where Adam Naidu, you can see lifting that front wheel up as he's keeping the power in and tries to go for the inside line once again, just not able to do it. Constantly hunting down that inside line, but Jason just able to get fraction on the power. This must be getting a little bit frustrating, but Adam has got a bit of an advantage here. Follows through. He's busy trying to keep Jason looking left and right, take his eyes off the road. Both of them running extremely wide out of a turn 2, and now trying to keep up the momentum. So both of them really going and testing the limits. Musa Sut going and keeping within an arm's reach of 1st and 2nd in case of anything going on. We saw that happen in the SM2s a little bit earlier. Let's see if he's learned how to keep it going, because he's going to have to manage the pace that they're running at, the 117.6, 117.5. He's managing to do a 117.8, so he's keeping up the pace. But for how long can these riders keep up this momentum? Does look like Jason van Breda a bit slower this time through our double apex on the top of the circuit. Adam Naidu able to go and run out a little bit wider there to try and carry the momentum through the sweep. Now it's on the gas, infield, and looks again for the inside and sends it, causing Jason van Breda to sit up. Jason getting himself caught out, and now Adam Naidu getting a little bit of momentum, needs to start accelerating away from Jason van Breda. Jason's not going to give up on this one. Looks at the inside line, big send, not able to make it. Having to go a little bit harder on the brakes, but is going and forcing the likes of Adam Naidu to start looking. So now Adam's going from attacking to defending and Jason van Breda going from defending to attacking, switching from one another in this monstrous fight of our 85cc's out in front. Musa Sut in third place. Keaton Diaga is first of our 65s and lying in fourth, but Jason van Breda really going and leaning into Adam Naidu at the moment. So they are properly leaning into this fight. Up on the inside, can't make it stick just as yet, and I can tell you out here in the commentary booth for our live X, everyone's standing on edge waiting to see what happens, because this fight is absolutely incredible, and we'll keep everyone on their feet. 5 laps to go though, and our riders just doing everything they can, clawing at each other tooth and nail at this point. Jason van Breda is a little bit closer. Will he be able to go and send it up on the inside coming into turn 2? Adam Naidu though trying to open up the gap, just being cautious of the hairpin, and you can see Jason van Breda once again looks for that inside line through the hairpin, wasn't able to get it. Adam Naidu runs out very wide, losing out the momentum. Here comes Jason van Breda in the toe, he's able to pull himself along. Adam goes and locking it down, stopping dead on the apex, making sure that Jason just doesn't get the same drive as they floor their way all the way up the hill, snaking left, right, up to the top. Now Jason van Breda has got the toe, looks up on the inside line, backs out of it, choosing he's going to keep in the slipstream, rather come back at Adam Naidu, just not being able to get that rotation that's needed to just get underneath him as yet. A little bit too far back for the likes of getting by. So Adam Naidu now stretching open the gap a little bit further as they head down the hill, going out a little bit wide, and it does look like Jason van Breda has gone off circuit. He wasn't able to slow it down. That's opened up for Adam Naidu to go and get past and break away. So Adam Naidu out in first place. Jason van Breda lost out the momentum, and that's going to allow Musa Sut to get a little bit closer. Now I think that might have actually given Musa Sut the position. As the field's starting to open up, so Musa Sut into second place. Does look like Jason van Breda is out. Keaton Diaga going and leading out for our 65s at the moment, putting up a tremendous pace ahead of Tristan Swart. The field starting to open up a little bit more as our riders are just pushing harder and harder to keep the momentum. 3 laps to go though, the heat starting to affect and riders starting to get a little bit more worn out as we keep an eye on Adam Naidu down the hill, and you'll see where Jason van Breda went and outbraked himself into that hairpin, making his way through, just keeping up the power at this point. Crowd cheering for all our riders. Musa Sut going to be happy, currently lying in second place, but has got a 3.8 second gap deficit to the likes of Adam Naidu. Keaton Diaga out in third place, and there is Bruno Mafakate. He is lying in 8th place, trying to chase down Lorenzo de Pont, who is just slightly up the road from him. So little man Mafakate really trying to stand on the throttle and focus on the charge at the moment. So there's little man Mafakate closing down the distance. We just saw Lorenzo in shot. So Lorenzo now needing to push a bit harder as he's got Mafakate closing down the distance to him little by little, but time is running out. 2 laps to go, and it's all out on the line for every single one of these riders. Lorenzo currently lying in 7th place. 8th place is little man Mafakate. This is Mafakate that we currently see on screen. Occasionally you can see Lorenzo come up in shot just ahead of Mafakate.